masters.
I've done more podcasts than you've had.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Anyone ever told you that you look a little bit like
What was that?
Very lucky down in Quebec.
You're listening to Rico and the Man
Je ne sais quoi.
with Rob Tregler and Peter Martino.
Welcome to Rico and the Man. I'm Rob Tregler, always joined by Mr. Petesky Martinsky.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Hey, howdy, hey.
How are you, buddy?
Good, how are you? I like that little Twilight Zone montage of all our previous episodes.
Yes, it's the opening of Loki.
Yes, yep.
So we were talking before we hit record on tonight's episode about texting. And I was texting you the other day.
Right.
And I got self-conscious because the problem with texting is there's no inflection.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were texting earlier tonight, and I was like, all right, does 10:30 work for you for the show? And you wrote, like, fine. And I'm like, fine.
All right. Okay, but let's stop right there. I didn't write just fine. I wrote, yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess there is certain words that people kind of misconstrued.
There's a stigma against fine.
Is there? I didn't think there was.
Think about it. Think about it. You're talking to your wife, and you ask her a question. She says, fine. Is that a good thing?
If it's just fine, then no. I don't think it's that. But if I say, yeah, that's fine, or she says, yeah, that's fine, I feel like it's more of like a positive, like, yeah, that's fine.
It always seemed like a negative word to me. Fine. What's wrong? What are you mad about? But I don't know. But yeah, I can't decipher text because I always feel like it's like the lowest energy possible on text because it's in my brain, not exactly what you're saying with your own inflection.
You need an exclamation point after every text that you receive, so you know that the person is 100% on board.
Double exclamation point.
For me, it was always K instead of okay. Just
that
K.
bugged you?
That always pisses me off.
That seems rude. That seems like passive aggressive.
Right. Thank you.
K.
Yeah. I always thought so too, and I always thought it was kind of like just a dismissive response to give to someone instead of just write.
A lot
okay.
of attitude behind that one letter,
Just write okay. It's an extra letter. It's not gonna prolong your texting or anything.
What do you think about this thumbs up tap back?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I would rather
just
that.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, I would rather that than K.
Okay.
Whenever I receive a text like that, I'm just like, ew, you dick.
Yeah. Asshole. You asshole.
That was probably you tonight when you received a yeah, that's fine text from me.
I'm standing there in the backyard and I'm looking at them like, does 10:30 work for you? You're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, asshole. Storm into the house.
Well, I apologize. I didn't mean it to sound rude or...
You did nothing wrong. It was me misinterpreting what you said. So I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah, I love you. You know that.
I'm going to cry now.
My chiropractor, it actually gave me a cell phone number. So like I could text him whenever, to schedule appointments or whatever. But I always kind of feel weird texting like medical people because I don't want to abuse the obligation of having their phone number. So I'm always like doing, very short explanations and questions and stuff like that because I know one of these days he's just gonna be like, this fucking guy and just block me and then cancel me as his patient.
I could see this guy twisting somebody's neck and his pants just keep buzzing and then he looks at it and all it says is icy hot ? Asshole.
Yeah, he just like breaks the guy's neck because he's so frustrated with me.
Do you do the whole neck cracking thing and everything?
Yeah.
I've done that a few times, man. I don't know how
I
people.
know.
I always ask every single chiropractor. I'm like, when you were learning how to do this, were you like terrified of breaking someone's neck? And all of them say yes. All of them are
of
like
course.
terrified.
Well, I'm always afraid that I'm going to get my neck broken when he does it. Every time he gets ready, and like I get in that position and he gets ready to do it, I was like, all right, well, this is it.
I'll be like,
I could die.
All right, Peter, I want you to count to 3.
Oh, and by the way, Rob, next week we're going to have a very special guest on our show. He is a stand-up comedian and a great friend of mine, Joey Cola. He's hilarious and so great. He has so many great stories to tell.
I'm so excited about this interview, by the way.
Dude, he's so good and he's such a great guy. And I'm so looking forward to having him on the show. And it's going to be great. So please tune in for that interview.
Yeah, tune in next week. Don't listen to the rest of this garbage, but tune in next week because we're going to have an awesome guest. But that's awesome, Joey Cola. I cannot wait to talk to him.
How's it feel to be back in California?
Well, I'm just getting settled in, and then I'll be heading off to lovely North Carolina on Saturday.
We'll be on the same coast at least.
Yeah, it'll be easier to set these things up.
Seriously, same time zone.
I got some completely unnecessary toy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I bought a moped scooter. Electric scooter.
Right. That's right.
I sent you a picture of it.
How's that working out for you?
It's fucking fun as hell, man.
Rob and I did this whole bit where, because Rob lives out in, the desert pretty much. And we did this whole bit where he's riding his electric scooter around in the desert. But like a gang of coyotes ride up
on scooters
on their own scooters and verbally attack Rob.
But like with attitude, they're like the bad boys,
Yeah, they're not physically attacking him; they're verbally attacking him and harassing him.
Hey boys, take a look at this scooter. Was it electric? Yeah. Circling around me like. Dun, dun, dun,
yeah. Well, look at Podcast Boy. Looks like he got a new toy. He's all grown up now.
Be careful where you turn, brother. Might be a dead end for you.
We're trying to do all different voices.
Different coyotes.
Dun, dun, dun. You better watch where you scoot with that scooter. But you like it? You're enjoying it?
I love it, yeah, because I'm surrounded by hills. So, I can drive up to the top of one and just fly all the way down. I've already, broken laws with it, gone on regular roads and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Killed a couple of coyotes.
Hey, boys!
Well, at least you buy stuff that you could actually use. I buy shit that you just will sit on a shelf for forever.
Oh, I've got thousands of dollars of that shit too. Did you get something?
Recently, yeah, I did. I bought a collector's action figure. Some may call it a toy, but I call it a collector's action figure of gargoyles. If you don't know what gargoyles is, it was a 1990s Disney show, but it was a very mature animated cartoon. It was actually from the same creators of the animated Batman series. And I love that cartoon so much. And they rarely come out with collector's items that pertain to that cartoon. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, I must get it. And I did. And I'm waiting for it to come. And when it does, I'm going to just put it up on my shelf and it's going to be collecting dust all the long day.
Until you're dead.
But I'll never be happier. Whether I'm going to open it up or not, I still haven't decided, but I'm a box guy. I'll probably keep it in the box.
You keep everything in the box? Oh my God.
Like my emotions.
Well, we're trying every episode to unbox those Pete, but we just haven't cracked that egg yet.
Yep. Keep trying.
Keep trying.
If my wife has it, you're surely not going to do it.
Box guy. Oh man, if you came to my house and looked around, it would drive you insane. You'd like look around and see like, all these statues of Superman and shit all out of the box. You'd be like, you'd be,
Yeah, I got to take a tour of your museum one of these days.
yeah, you got to get out here. You can swim in the Indiana Jones pool. There's a whole backstory
Right.
behind it. It's Indiana Jones and the Devil's Nest. If you look at the devil the wrong way, all of a sudden smoke starts pouring out of it.
Now, okay, I got to criticize you here. I got to call you out on something.
Okay.
You criticize Disney for creating their own Indiana Jones story for their ride, and you're creating your own Indiana Jones story for your pool.
Well, unfortunately, there wasn't any pool scenes in the Indiana Jones movies.
But still, no, honestly, I like that. I like that you're using your creativity to,
Yeah, there's a new
create
story.
something new. Yeah, it's a new story. I would go on that adventure
Yeah.
and pee in that pool.
Oh.
You're like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yes. What? But yeah, you got to get out here.
I will one of these days. As soon as I figure out what's going on with this Delta variant.
It's like we're finally getting out of the weeds, and then Delta Man comes.
Yeah.
Delta. I don't know what's going on.
He sounds like just a big blob.
Delta. I'm Delta.
You thought regular corona was bad? Say hello to Delta. Speaking of the whole coronavirus thing, I know everyone's sick of talking about it, but there's been this whole issue with theater owners and streaming service yet again. The last couple of weeks, theaters, movies have been opening pretty well in the theaters. We had the Black Widow that opened up with 80 million the first
Had a
week.
huge first week.
Right.
Big
Huge
opening.
first week. And then Space Jam, The New Legacy, my favorite movie,
Benched Black Widow.
opened up to 31.6 million this weekend. So there seemed to be some kind of resurgence in theaters with the box office, but Black Widow dropped off 67%, one of the biggest Marvel drop-offs for the second weekend to 26.3 million.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a big drop-off. But they also, Disney Plus also released it on their streaming service around the same time, and now all theater owners are pissed at Disney Plus for releasing the Black Widow movie during the same time as it released in theaters. So, I mean, I can understand the frustration with theater owners and stuff. Of course, everybody wants to go back to the theater. I think most people do. But is it time yet? Is it time to go back into the theater? And should we be blaming these movie studios for streaming at the same time that they're released in theater? Do they owe any obligation to theater owners, if any? What obligation is that? Like, do they want to see it come back? Should they be helping, the whole theater industry? Or is it just kind of like, it's not time yet?
I don't think it's time yet, personally.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm in no rush to go back to the theater. And they got to keep putting these movies out one way or the other. They got to keep making the money, and they give you the option to still go to the theater. But I feel like the theater backlash, I get it. They're not getting the business they used to get. But I don't want to I don't want to die because I wanted to go see fucking Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Do you think that there should be some kind of a buffer between when a movie is released in theaters and when it's available on streaming?
Yeah, I do. I think that, yeah, but a short window. A short window, so everyone's happy. The super fans, the people who really want to go see that movie, they're still going to go to the theater if they dare, before Mr. Delta shows up.
Well, breaking news. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Scarlet Johansson just filed a lawsuit against Disney over Black Widow's release.
What do you think about that? I just saw that too. Like, that's a tough one.
I know, because you could kind of see both sides. I mean, if it's written in her contract that she was owed, the grosses of a theatrical release, and it was promised that it would get a theatrical release, and that doesn't happen, then yeah, I mean, she kind of has a right to sue and be entitled to something.
Well, that's the thing. I see a lot of, the biting the hand that feeds you and all this shit. No, I feel that if you have something in paper that says that this movie is going to be in theaters, and then they pull a fast one and say, no, it's going to be half in theaters and half on streaming, they at least have to, A, send you a new contract before they make that call.
Right.
Or B, pay you what you're worth from both deals,
Right.
make up the difference. So that's a weird one, because a lot of people are freaking out like, oh, how dare her? How she's been employed by them for 10 years and this and that. And the way I look at it is like, yeah, but you know what? We're in an ever-changing business. And with this whole streaming thing, which we just talked about, I think she has every right to do this. And maybe if she didn't die in Endgame, she wouldn't. I don't know. But I feel like she's at the end of her term already. So more power to her. But even if she wasn't, even if it was like Crimps Hemsworth, I feel like if you've got something on paper in this business, there's no friends, there's no love.
Right. I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. And but I'm just trying to figure out the whole timeline of when the contract was written up, like, because this movie was supposed to come out last July?
Yeah, I think earlier than that. I think it was like last May or something.
Yeah, so like I don't know how far along Disney Plus was at that time and everything, and why like streaming would even be an issue. But so that's why I'm thinking like she may have a stake in this claim. But
yeah, and Disney says she's already made $20 million. And it's like, yeah, to us, that's insane. And yeah, that she should be happy. But to her, no.
And yeah, especially if she was promised a gross of the promised a percentage of the gross too. Like we have no idea how much this would have grossed if it would have stayed in theaters and just in theaters. So her take could have been a lot more than $20 million. You know what I mean?
I think this is a very, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? This is a turning point, because I do feel that I back her if the contract said that she would get theater grosses. I do. I back her, and I'm on Team ScarJo if that's the case, as long as she's not playing dirty and trying to fudge what her contract was. And I think that she deserves all the money she can get if that's what the original terms were. But two things. I believe that this will get settled quickly. I think we're going to stop hearing about it as soon as we've heard about it.
I think so too.
Because Marvel, I would think now, is the golden egg. They thought it would be Star Wars, but Marvel is now the golden egg for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much riding on it. I think they would pay her another $20 million just to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Which I say good for her. And the other thing is, you never hear about this with the guys. You never hear about these things with the guys.
Well, that's what I'm afraid that this is going to kind of turn into, which I don't necessarily think that that's the case for this. I mean, I would hope that it's not in this day and age, especially with a very, liberal thinking company like Disney. But I just think it's it became a victim of the times that we're living in right now. And yeah, no one knew what the fuck was going on and what was going to happen. So it was just like one big scramble, and they could have possibly, neglected some things and screwed her over. So if that's the case, then.
And if this is a learning curve, just give her money.
Just give her money.
Just give her money.
They're going to settle out of court, and then she's going to go on to make the Tower of Terror movie for them, and she's going to get a great deal doing that movie, and everything's going to be fine again. But But yeah, it's kind of a wake up call. It's just kind of like where's the line drawn on these streaming services?
It's a turning point. That's exactly what it is right now. I mean, this is the big. If she didn't do that, people would continually get fucked, whether it's HBO Max, it's Disney, it's all these movies that come out, but they were supposed to be out in theaters, they were going to be on streaming, blah blah, Delta variant. We don't this is just beginning.
There's going to be a whole new review on every fucking contract that's written in Hollywood, and there's going to be more
the pandemic clause.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a whole nother division of law that just focuses on all these streaming services. And it's wild. It's a crazy time. But the thing I don't get is I thought Bob Iger announced that this was going to be theatrical release. So I don't know why. I feel like at the last minute they chose to stream it. It
was totally a last minute choice. I remember back when it got pushed, they were like, we will wait for the theater. Right. We are not putting this out on streaming. And like 2 weeks before it came out, all of a sudden they were like, available same day on Disney Plus for $40.
Yeah. Iger.
Who hasn't been a part of it in how long?
Yeah, no, he's retired somewhere on a beach. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, we don't know the whole stipulation with the contract and everything like that, but it sucks if what they're saying is true. And I mean, let's face it, what she's asking for, what, 50 million, I think, or 150 million. That's like pocket change.
That's Starbucks. Disney, so, that's a Starbucks run for Disney. So exactly. Just give it to her, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
She deserves it. You fucking, she's been passed around long enough.
She's been tossed around by Ray Winstone left and right. Got her nose broken.
Well, to be fair, she did that on her own.
True. But he caused it to happen.
Oh my God. I'm looking here. I'm looking at the phones. Paul Snyder's on the line. He wants to talk about Space Jam.
Oh boy.
Paul.
I heard you guys were talking Space Jam, right?
Yeah, we talked about it on the last episode.
Did you watch Space Jam, though?
No, I didn't watch it. Did you?
No. Of course.
You watched it? Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to die if you ended up loving it.
No, I didn't. I mean, it makes a case that, like, oh, wow, like, we love the Looney Tunes, and it's that style of, like, original Looney Tune animation is actually really compelling. But it's only a chunk of the movie, and the rest of it is like...
Yeah, it's all that 3D CGI
stuff.
It's
like, there's a bit where Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote has Bugs. Bugs has a little thing of TNT, and it has the TNT logo from, like, the cable network.
Oh, really?
Like, it's like... branded to the nines. And the weirdest thing about it is that, like, Warner Brothers are like the enemy in a way.
Oh, really?
Because it's their algorithm and their IP that is, like, all joining forces to destroy the Looney Tunes.
But how's Don Cheadle in it?
He plays the computer algorithm.
Is it worth an Oscar?
Yeah, well,
and the Nobel Peace Prize?
I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but
I'm probably not going to see it. So.
It has some of the wildest background acting that I have ever seen in a movie. Because I guess, it was probably made during COVID, and they've just got these rows of people who have been, like, waiting in hotel rooms to do the scene. And there's all this IP, so it's like The Mask,
right?
Like, someone's dressed up as Jim Carrey.
The Mask.
And he's cheering for, like, the Looney Tunes, but they didn't give them the right points in space to be reacting to.
Right.
And they're being so vigorous. And it's supposed to be the Mask himself. There's a point where Batman is, like, arguing with the air. And it's so clear. And it just has nothing to do with the scenes at all. But they're just all these characters, Game of Thrones characters and stuff.
Yeah, I heard
all
that.
just like
Clockwork
acting
Orange.
Their asses off. I genuinely found it entertaining and good. I thought that was the funniest part.
Well, There you go, Pete. You wanted to hear a Space Jam review, and there it is.
There's its audience right there.
Tom and Jerry was better.
Really? Oh my god!
I mean, it's nice to see the gang back.
Trust me. I love all old school cartoons. I love Tom and Jerry. I love all of that shit. But
it goes CG for like the ladder for the basketball game.
Yeah.
And they look like weird furries.
How were the Looney Tune voices in this? Did they sound decent or were they off?
I don't like what they're doing with Granny.
That one joke, and I'll put it in quotes, that they did with Granny pissed me off too.
Which one was that?
The trailer?
Just like when he's like, and Granny's over here drinking a martini, and she says something like, "Hate is gonna hate," or something like that, and it's just like, come
she
on,
does say haters gonna hate.
That's such a 21st century fucking weak joke that they would throw in there to try to. I just hate lame, lazy jokes like that.
She's like, at one point, can a gal check her Twitter?
Oh. All right, we spent enough time talking about Space Jam. Let's talk about something fresh, something new. The Loki finale, which was 2 weeks old at this point. I see on our phone to help us unpack the finale is Loki's biggest fan and ours, Mr. Frederick Slack.
Frederick, what did you think of the Loki finale?
I got to tell you, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of, it's like that. It's like a puzzle, trying to figure out a puzzle, especially somebody who's not, up on the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with both you and Pete. I like more of the Marvel action movie type of thing. The conversation, the episode, the final episode, it was a lot of talk and whatever. But I think it was necessary to try to clue everybody in, even though at the end it was still what the fuck, I enjoyed it. I really got into Sylvie and Loki, having a connection there. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. When you think about it, Loki is a narcissist. So
of course he's going to fall for himself.
Right. He's going to fall for himself. This time a female, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool. But I'm hoping that the second part of the season breaks into more of the different timelines and, different altered events and things like that. I'm hoping there's more action.
I'm hoping that he goes more places. I felt like I kind of got TVA fatigue. I'm like, we're back in an office. We're back in a dimly lit hallway. And they kind of promoted it like he was going to go on these time traveling adventures. Like he was going to, with the whole DB Cooper thing in the trailer. And you're like, oh, wow, it's going to be like a time heist, kind of a show. And most of it takes place on the void or these weird planets and, green screens everywhere. The whole show was shot in Atlanta. But
yeah, I'm hoping that, I'm hoping the next season it gets into that. I really am. Because it needs a little bit of a action boost, that's for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's what we're
saying. Him and Sylvie were just having like 15 different conversations sitting on a rock. And it's like, all right, can somebody throw a fucking sword or something?
Or kiss. Right. Something.
Right, yeah. Come on, Loki. Let's do some knife flips or something.
Yeah.
And,
It seems like they're writing him out of the show. That was my read by like episode 3 of this series was like, oh, he's leaving the MCU and she's going to take over the Loki role. Is that what's going on?
I don't know about that.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think
Frederick
so?
would have a heart attack if that happens.
Yeah.
yeah.
He'll have
I would have a heart attack for sure. Yeah, I would be banging on the executives' front doors. But gotta love the trickster, the god of mischief, right?
Frederick, are you a god of mischief?
I loved getting into mischief. And I got out of so much because my father was the chief of police.
Oh,
Of the town where I grew up. One of my best times was, I remember seeing in a Mad magazine or something, I saw a cartoon where this kid had painted a penis on a deer crossing sign. And I thought that'd be a really cool thing to do. So, I was like 18, and I had a peanut butter jar, and I filled it with Red Devil black enamel paint. Got a nice paintbrush, and me and my buddy, we went out for our first sign, and it was at the end of like a lonely street. There was a cul-de-sac with a middle school there, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade kids. And right before the driveway of the building, there was a nice big deer crossing sign. So we drove up, and we put the emergency lights, the blinkers on, and flip open the hood so that, we're sticking our heads in there, pretending there's something wrong with the car. And it's at night. So as my buddy's checking and making sure there's nobody watching or headlights coming, I proceed to draw a beautiful, nice sized penis on the deer crossing sign. And trust me, this was a perfectly proportioned, nice penis. I had 4 years of art studio, so this is definitely
this is a Rembrandt penis.
A Rembrandt penis. What was really cool about it? Listen to this. My mother worked for that school system, and she worked in that building in the administrative part of it. So that night, I'm hearing the next night, she's talking to my dad saying, "Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. Somebody painted a penis on the deer crossing sign out front of the school." And it was the talk of the day for all the kids. They all saw it coming in their school buses in the morning. So the classes were being disrupted. They're all laughing and, giggling about it all day. They made the principal made the janitor go out there and actually put a garbage bag over it, so the kids couldn't see it on the way home.
Meanwhile, cars are hitting deers all over.
Yeah.
Right. And we went along and probably did another half dozen signs all over the countryside. One night, same routine. We pull up to the sign, put our hood up, and all of a sudden, here comes a cop.
Oh boy,
pulling up behind us. So I quick buried the jar into the motor down by the manifold, and he comes up and he goes, "Yeah, I know you. You're Chief Buzz son, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What's the problem?" I said, "I don't know." I said, we heard like a strange noise, in the engine. We didn't know what the heck it was. So he goes, "You want me to call your dad? Get your dad here?" He goes, "Oh, no, that's fine. We don't hear it anymore, so we're going to leave." He goes, "Okay, all right, stay safe." So he left, and we just got the hell out of there. We had just finished painting it just before he left. And I get home about 2 hours later, and my dad's looking at me at the kitchen table, and he goes, "So, doing any painting lately?" So that was the end of that. I guess the cop came back through, and he saw that the paint was wet and it dripped a little bit, so he put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, I didn't get much heat from it. So police chief's son, a.k.a. penis painter.
Bob Ross is over here with happy little penises.
I have a question. So this might be unnecessarily graphic, but was it the deer's penis, or was it you just in the negative space?
No, I actually painted a penis on it with a nice set. They had nice sets too, you know.
I'm sorry I asked.
And you know how they like the deer signs are like jumping, you know?
Yeah.
They're like jumping. So there's plenty of room underneath there for it to hang down.
You made it go from jumping to humping.
Yo.
Hey.
Yeah.
Draw me like one of your French deers, Frederick.
Maybe we were bored as, you know, I don't know. When I was like 14 or so, we had this old lady down the end of our road, and we used to ride our bikes, and she had a nice paved bottom of her driveway, and we would turn around in it because it was like a cul-de-sac, a circle. And she'd be out there in the porch yelling at us and giving us hell. So we said, all right, you know, we're going to fix you. So one summer night, just before it's getting dark, my friend had a gorilla mask. And this lady was probably in her like 70s or something. So we went around the back of her ranch house, and there was a wheelbarrow. So we pushed the wheelbarrow over to the kitchen. You could see she was washing dishes at the sink. And I put the mask on, and my friend was holding the wheelbarrow, and I slowly raised my head, and she saw me, and she screamed that she had a cast iron frying pan in her hand, and she threw it at the window, and it smashed. And we went running like hell, and we hid in the woods across the road. Who shows up for the call? My dad.
Your poor dad.
Free
My
and
dad.
clear again. The
Yeah.
Frederick
No,
Slack
Dad,
story.
we didn't know anything about that. I don't know who that could have been.
You're talking to him in the gorilla mask. I don't know who that was, Dad. Pete, I remember the banana split prank.
Oh, is that when you and John hid underneath the bed when she came over?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, Pete. Yeah.
So I had a friend in college. She was female. She came over one night, and we kind of planned that they were going to hide under my bed when she came over. And,
was this Rob's first directorial?
No
experience?
cameras.
No cameras.
No. Oh,
no cameras.
okay.
No.
All right.
And I remember you were under there for a while.
It was a while. We didn't think it out.
It took me a while to finally get her into bed, but we were laying in bed, not doing anything, but just kind of talking. And then all of a sudden they lifted both of us up from below. The whole mattress comes up, and we go like flying. And she's like, "What the fuck?"
Screaming.
How long had you been in a relationship at this point?
It wasn't like we're dating. We're just,
Maybe it gets around the whole college. Stay away from that Pete guy. You never know what's going to happen.
We didn't even really have like a plan of what you guys exactly were going to do. Like, I thought you guys were going to yell or scream or
Make
something
a sound.
like that.
Yeah.
So like the whole lifting of the mattress thing even came as a surprise to me. I was like, whoa!
Wait, so you devised this whole thing so that you couldn't be intimate with your partner?
If you were thinking right, the two of you under the bed should have had like a couple big bowls of chili, and then start letting them loose, and then she would have been looking at Pete like, "What the hell, Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nobody else but you and I in here,
Yeah.
and it smells like a septic system. What's wrong with you?"
We didn't think that well, Slack. We didn't think that well.
I remember, like, I don't know, I was like 10 years old one time, and I had this friend. We took a clothesline and we tied it across the road in a wooded area, and we about 4 or 5 feet up a tree on the one side, and we strung it down and laid it across the road. It was nighttime, and we tied we cut off tree branches with leaves and made almost like a vegetation curtain, all tied to this clothesline. And when the car would start coming up, you'd see the headlights, the things like maybe 30 or 40 yards away. We're across in the other side of the woods. We yank up on the freaking clothesline. And it was like, and there'd be a vegetation curtain, and they'd slam their brakes on, and we just freaking take off. I don't know. Where did we come up with that? I don't know.
It seems like a lot of work just to try and, fuck with a car.
Yeah, I know. We were just
See
bored.
him sitting there stitching together the vegetation curve.
Catch lightning bugs or, play army or,
kill
whatever,
a few people.
Go play wiffle ball. I don't know. But, sometimes you just get bored when you're a kid and do stupid shit.
Oh, Paul. Oh, remember the fucking Mike? Not Mike. What's his name? Chris Jones.
Well, we were talking about that, but it's not really a prank.
No, but it's it's stupid shit as a fucking what he's talking about. Speaking of stupid shit.
Oh, you mean like Great Regrets?
Yeah.
The statute of limitation have expired?
Yeah. Remember Tomorrow Never Dies, the Bond movie?
Yes.
Now, you remember he could control the car with his phone, his cell phone? Mm-hmm. And there's that whole scene where he drives around the parking garage and he's in the back seat of the car driving it.
We set out to reenact this scene in our high school parking lot, and Rob was going to drive the car, and I had an eraser, like a chalkboard eraser with a piece of chalk in the end of it, I guess, as a joystick.
Standing outside the car. He's not in the car. He's standing watching the car. Right. It's supposed to be driving itself, basically.
One guy was in the scene and one guy was filming it, and that was basically everyone we knew. That the parking lot was empty.
Well, I dressed up. The way I drove the car was I put stuff that looked like the seat over my face. So it looked like just a seat in the car. But
and he's crouched down.
I'm crouched down
under a blanket.
So, and I'm in an empty parking lot. So I think I can, manage just to drive around a little bit, do some cool shit. So it looks like the car's driving itself.
And as soon as we started recording, a brand new, red, if it wasn't like a Dodge Neon, something like that, pulls into the parking lot. And Rob
starts beelining towards.
No, he pulls up side by side with you. Okay, parks right next to your car. Your car then, because you haven't seen,
I have no idea what's happening,
that he even came in. Rob then backs up and makes a left turn directly into the side of this man's car.
Oh no!
And you didn't even know it was there. You didn't even know it was there.
I just knew I hit something, and then all the seat stuff falls off of my face, and I peek up, and I just see this kid just looking like, what the fuck just happened? Because he looks over, not only did he just get hit by a car, but he looks over, and Paul James Bond with an eraser dressed up like a bad James Bond and another guy are standing off in the distance. It's like, what the fuck did I just drive into?
Yeah, and the car has no driver, obviously, until the cape falls off your face.
Yeah, that sucked.
Oh my god!
Well, he didn't press charges or anything.
No, it was fine. He never actually even, we exchanged our shirts. He deserves
a ton of credit for that.
He was a sweet guy, Chris.
Nowadays, he would have whipped out his cell phone and start taking video and being like, "Look at what this asshole just did to my car."
Pierce Brosnan over here just fucking cost me $3,000.
And look at this asshole with the chalkboard eraser. Pants over to Paul.
Yep.
What is that?
But the best and worst thing to come out of this, Paul, is that the guy who was filming stopped recording before any of that happened.
Yeah, it wasn't on tape.
Which
actually, it was because the car came into the lot, and he was he had the right instinct, which was, oh my god, I'm going to run over and maybe stop
this from happening.
But then he didn't do it.
Yeah, he just started to go. The video
just yelling.
Yeah, the video just starts to go.
Two guys whose windows are rolled up, and they can't hear us.
No,
so we're just yelling, Rob, and he can't hear us because the windows are.
Yeah,
up.
it's not like walkie.
It was very a slow. Talk about a slow-mo car crash, because it was going 5 miles per hour. And also, we were all screaming, "Stop!" while it happened. For a good 30 seconds.
See, that's funny just how ridiculous that story is. That's a really good
That's a great
story.
example.
Yeah. just of being stupid.
Of just fucked up stupid stuff, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I don't want to keep you all night, Mr. Slack.
It's like interaction with the greatest show on the planet.
We love you.
We love you dearly.
And I love you. And Loki, too. Good night, guys.
Good night, Frederick.
Good night, Frederick.
Best show.
Straight from the horse's mouth. Straight from the reindeer penis's mouth.
You heard it here first, folks. Straight from the reindeer penis. We have the best show. Not podcast, not TV, not music. The best show on the planet.
Yeah, you guys, one of my favorite shows is called The Best Show, right? It's been around for 20 years. It's legendary. I mean, you really got to check it out.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
We will see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Rico and the Man. We want to hear from you. Send us an email at ricomanpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at Rico and the Man and on Instagram at Rico and the Man Pod. Don't bother following us on Facebook because Facebook is an awful place in the darkest corners of humanity.